How's it going, people? Simon Slabber here, and it is Monday, which means update day. And, well, there's only one update. It's the Halloween event. Spooky. Either way, I'm just going to cover this briefly because, well, it's an event and everyone kind of knows what an event is, I assume. But in a nutshell, you need to go talk to a dog up in Berthorpe to start it, and, basically, some ghosts have invaded Death's house, and you've got to go to Death's house and you help clean them up. And it's a Ghostbuster kind of spin-off. So, yeah, if you've seen Ghostbusters, you already know what's going to happen. But you get given special guns and stuff to take out ghosts and all things like that. And you can earn some points and get XP lamps and blah 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 blah. So yeah, all in all, you can get some nice items from you. Whether or not they'll be actually useful, I have no idea. But chests will appear around the house every 10 minutes. You'll be told via the minigame HUD when there's one to find. You'll get chocolate, teddies, night lights, blah blah blah. Active ectoplasm, which will grant you a temporary buff to your damage against ghosts throughout the event. Demonic traces, 5 of these will let you summon demonic ghosts. So there we go. And apparently the most rewarding ghosts you can actually get. Plasmators, ectoplasmators even, is a rare chance to get this handy item which gives pure XP when fighting ghosts, if you don't already have one. Ghostly essence can also drop from these things, as you'd expect, and other loot is like bones and seasonal sweets, etc. But the special things that are coming along with this is Ghost Hunter gear. It's a 4-piece hybrid set that gives bonus damage and combat XP against ghosts fought outside the minigame. Its stats increase at level 50 and 70 defense. Oh yeah, you know I'm doing this event. Getting myself some nice hybrid gear, because I have none, yeah! Cremation ability. This permanently unlocks the ability to burn bones on bonfires, granting you prayer as well as firemaking XP. So it's worth doing just for that, to be totally honest. Large XP lamps can also come along with this. You can get a Ghost Hunter title, a Protopack emote, and some other XP lamps. So yeah, that is the Halloween event. So basically, you talk to the dog in Berthorpe, and then you need to go over to Death's house and speak to him. He'll give you some items. You kill the ghosts in there, and you get some rewards, and eventually you can get like the Ghost Hunter set and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. That is the event in a nutshell. Other changes. You'll no longer incur a penalty if you leave the game early in the Flash Powder Factory. The price of Rogue Armor has also been lowered by 10% of its original value. Claiming XP rewards from the Flash Powder Factory will now work with bonus XP modifiers. The rubble is now easier to see. Thieving XP bought from the Flash Powder Factory is now 1.75 oh my god, 1750 XP per 10 points. And it used to be 1200 XP. So that's a little bit of a bump there. Herbler XP gained within Flash Powder Factory is now scaled based on your Herbler level. And yeah, that's the update for today. Oh no it isn't! Patch notes, people! Oh my god! Lots of these. So where are we then? 20th of October, something like that? Oh god, there's fucking loads of them. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them. Either way, let's get through this. Wouldn't surprise me if there's some Iron Man things in here. Ruby Harvest butterflies are no longer white. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. A mirror above the miscellaneous fireplace no longer glows too brightly with bloom on. Books no longer stick through the floor in the Ardone house. Wooden beams on the side of the huts in the Death Plateau can no longer be walked on. Players will no longer sink into certain squares in the Lumbridge crater. Dwarven multi-cannons will no longer float when placed between the far eastern pillars of the Grand Exchange and Varric Palace's walls. The yellow and red pools in Uglug no longer blue in minimum graphic details. That's a bit of an oversight. Some missing polygons on the statues outside the Ardone Monastery have been added back in. The tops of the jungle trees in Brimhaven have been realigned. The bridge on the Void Outpost Island no longer has a gap on the minimap and world map. Graphical issues with the teak tree south of Castle Walls have been fixed. Graphical issue with the rock near the Grand Exchange has been corrected. The top of a yew tree in Lumbridge Church graveyard is no longer hidden by the removed roof setting. A graphical issue on a tile of the Mosler Harmless docks have been corrected. Experts have restored a damaged painting in the Handlemore estate in Ardone. A mismatched tile in Uglug Beach has been smoothed out. The party room table's shadow no longer sits above the table. Some minor ground decor issues in the captured temple near the Goblin Village have been corrected. A mismatched tile on the Spirit Realm flower farming patch has been corrected. The Blood Altars mini-map now matches the environment. Swamp Tree no longer clips through the Barrow's entrance arc. Graphical issues with the banks on the River of Doan have been resolved. The Sheathed Dwarven Crossbow Override no longer stretches when performing animations. Certain hairstyles are no longer clipped through spined helms on female characters. A graphical issue with the collarless top has been resolved. Chinchompers and skill chinchompers are now sheathed on the hip. The model for the dwarf that drives the Keldegrim Dorgish Khan cart has been updated. Alice's husband and other ghosts in Port Phasmadis have now transparent heads. The icons for pet hunger and growth percentage are now correct way around. Graphical issues with the defeated Lutherian Seldorian during the Vengeance saga has been fixed. So many things. The Astral Altar's glow has been dimmed slightly in DirectX. The models for the Rotten Apple's barrel and apple barrel objects have been updated. Cardia and the Half Soulless have had their patchy graphics fixed. The graphic issue with Darok's helm has now been fixed. The graphical issue with the Bonesack E clipping with the player's head has been fixed. Some blocking has been added to one of the holes in the Lumbridge crater. Blocking has been added to the edge near the Cardia house in Underground Pass. Some Force Walk tiles in North Lumbridge Carriage Field have been removed. So yeah, that's your graphical stuff. Quite a lot. Really minor stuff. It's graphical though, so you know. Moving on then, we got skills and minigames. The Portents of Restoration have had their healing values corrected in the Constitution Skill Advanced Guide. Resetting the wave at Barbarian Assault no longer pays out a wave ticket if you have already used a wave ticket on the current run, as it was possible to infinitely recycle a single ticket. Players may still use extra tickets they already own and will continue to get tickets again after completing wave 10. Fair enough. I've got no idea what anything I just said is because I've never done Barbarian Assault. Hopefully you understood that, because I fucking don't. Moving on to quests and achievements. Corrected the name of Ice Burst when freezing chimp ices. An issue where players could complete the first 2 basic challenges for Mistress Farah multiple times on the path system has been corrected. And now, the Mighty Miscellaneous. There's quite a few here too. Movron has been added to NPC Contact Lunar spells. The accuracy of the Keris dagger has been improved. The attuned Ectoplasmator now correctly restores prayer when used along with the Dungeoneering prayer restore necklaces. Ethereal armor will now correctly allow the player to traverse greater conjuration platforms in the runespan freely. Area of Effect abilities will now deal more damage against the main target when Metamorphosis is active. Excalibur can now be stored within your keepsake box. Players can now manually remove friends and ignored players with underscores in their names from the respective lists. The Mask of Dust teleport now correctly refers to the Smoke Dungeon. A Bark Sound effect has been added to White Wolves. A typo with Pete and Spider Pete. Oh, come on. A typo with Pete the Spider pet has been fixed. I can speak. Yes. The Statue Collection bag can now be equipped from the bank. Players can now check the Statue Collection bag when it is worn. The quest button within the featured tab will now redirect the players to the quest journal when no quests are featured. Players will now stop skilling when eating food using the action bar to remain consistent with eating food via the inventory. A typo in the warning text when making hardcore Iron Man accounts has been fixed. The hardcore Iron Man authenticator warning has been altered to have a single continue button as players were clicking no and not realising this creates a non-Iron Man account. Really? It is no longer possible to claim multiple skull boots from the toy box in a player-owned house. Tutorial skilling hints will no longer appear for high-level players. Foreman George has been removed from the game. No, not Foreman George. Items he provided can be reclaimed from Diango if the player has unlocked them. Text in the legendary pet banking interface will no longer go off the edge of the interface. And last but not least, we have engine fixes. Point lights will correctly appear in Java and HTML5 when switching to an instance area not on level 0. Sure. And HTML5 is sprites that should only appear in the software graphical mode should no longer appear in the hardcore, oh my god, I can't even speak to video people. Monday. It's Monday, like, give me a break. You gotta let me off. It is Monday. Monday is terrible. Let's start this again, shall we? HTML5 engine fixes. Sprites that should only appear in the software graphical mode should no longer appear in hardware, accelerated graphics, OpenGL mode. There we go. Ah, my god, Mondays, man. Not feeling it today, not feeling it at all. Either way, so that is it. You got the Halloween event, and I'll probably jump on that now, I dare say. And get myself some of that lovely hybrid gear. Other than that, lots of patch notes. Nothing major in the patch notes this time. It's, well, quite literally just tiny fixes here and there. There we go. That's pretty much it, people. So you've all been informed. Until next time. Tomorrow, likely going to be the maximum Iron Man. yeah, episode 4? 3? 4? I can't remember what episode I'm on. Either way, that'll probably be out tomorrow. Wednesday, most likely going to be Law. Thursday, probably another Maximum Iron Man. Friday, Quest Guide. Not sure about the weekend yet. It depends on what I end up doing on the Hardcore Iron Man. So there we go. So until next time, people, I will catch you all later. Have a good one.